So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our presentation. And once again, I want to welcome everyone that could make it today. We're here to talk about the Armed Forces Cycling Classic. This event started 25 years ago in 1998 as a Clarendon Cup. And about 15 years ago, we added the second day, which is the Crystal Cup race, as well as the Challenge Ride. And we'll get into the Challenge Ride today. I want to quickly introduce some of the people that you will be hearing from today. Again, you can please mute your.
Sorry.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm Robert Laybourne. I'm the president of Arlington Sports and the event organizer. With me today will be Lynn Jeanette. She's our director of sponsorship and corporate challenge team management, as well as Leslie Jones, our volunteer coordinator, will be joining us today. From TAPS, we have Katie Manzis and Jessica Norsky. I will be giving you an overview of the Challenge Ride, in particular, the minor course change and the movement of our start-finish area. Katie will then address TAPS and the Good Grief camps that we are supporting this year through the event. And Lynn will then get into details about the corporate challenge logistics. And I just want to mention, if you're here and not part of a corporate challenge team, you're welcome to stick around, but also consider maybe reaching out to your colleagues to maybe form a corporate challenge team. There's still time to do so. Just waiting for my computer to. It's thinking, sorry. So again, the race details went too far. The event that we're talking about here is the Challenge Ride and the races on Saturday, June 3rd. The ride will begin at 7 a.m. and we have a 3-hour window to complete as many laps as you can. We normally start right at 7 o'clock, but we usually have a few minutes or so towards the end. But a 3-hour window, roughly at 10 o'clock, we'll send out a sweep vehicle, and anyone who's still on the course will be asked to leave at that time so we can reopen the roads. Because again, this is a 3-hour window where there won't be any cars trying to compete with your space as you're riding on the Challenge Ride. The new course, again, it's in downtown Crystal City. I'll show you the maps in a moment, but the start-finish area is moved from basically the 23rd and Crystal Drive area up to 12th Street and Eads. So if you're familiar with the Whole Foods over there near Pentagon City, or where HQ2 is for Amazon, that's where we're moving to. Once you get in the ride, again, most of you people here have done it before. You're certainly welcome to do the ride at your own pace. There's no speed limit, except for when you're going through the finishing area. We do ask people to tone down their speeds to under 20 miles an hour, just because we do have some people crossing the street. It's not a race, it's a ride. You're challenging yourself. If you complete 9 laps in that 3-hour window, you get a gold medal, 6 laps of silver, and 3 of bronze. And just remember, for safety's purposes, always stay to the right, watch your speed, only pass on the left. Always assume there's going to be a group of cyclists that are riding pretty swiftly. And so always look to your left before you try to pass anyone that you're overtaking. Any bikes are acceptable except for e-bikes. This is a pedal event only, and so please leave your e-bikes at home. Anyone over the age of 10 is invited to participate. This is our sanctioning governing bodies requirements through our insurance policy for the event. We can only allow those who are 10 years and older. We do have a kids race that your children can participate in for anyone 9 and under. And that's going to be happening on both days. And again, I'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. And a reminder, once the Challenge Ride is over, there will be a bike race. The men's and women's pro races on Saturday take place shortly after the award ceremony. These are the top professional and elite cyclists from around the country and around the world. Probably over a dozen national champions will be descending upon Arlington once again for these races on both days. Also, reminder, if you Want to also see racing in Clarendon on Sunday. Racing there begins at 8 o'clock in the morning with some amateur fields. And then we transition to the women's pro race at 10 o'clock and the men's pro race at noon. Once again, as I mentioned, we do have children's races on both days, and those will take place at 11:40 a.m. on both days. So this is the new course. It's principally the same. It's going up and down Route 110 like it has over the last few years. But instead of starting and finishing on Crystal Drive between 20th and 23rd, we've moved the finishing line up to 12th Street on Eads. So you'll line up behind the start line, back towards 15th Street, the course direction moving up to Army Navy Drive, around over to down to Crystal Drive and to 15th Street. 15th Street is still the same location where we enter and exit Route 110. We're doing the same thing. When you come back down from Roslyn back to Crystal City, you'll exit on at 15th Street, but instead of turning left like we have in the past, you'll go to the right over to Eads to the finish line. When you complete your ride, when you're done and you want to get your finisher medal, you'll proceed past turn 1 and into the driveway right in front of the Altair building. We'll have signage, the tables will be set up, and you'll be able to collect your medal. We do have some changes to this map. Our expo will actually be located on 12th Street, not by the medal distribution area. I also want to just remind people that we do have our official apparel on sale. It's available through our website and our partner, Jackaroo. Just click our website on the challenge ride, click the Jackaroo team store, and you can find all our apparel that's on for sale. We have these jerseys as well as some bib shorts. And just a reminder, $25 for every item sold goes to our official charity partner, TAPS. And more about TAPS momentarily. So this, again, a little more detail on the ride course and the start finishing area. As you can see, the start finish line is at 12th Street. We do have that initial section, our corporate challenge and gold pace rider staging area behind the start finish line. So if you're part of a corporate challenge team, or if you've indicated you want to try to go for your 9 laps, you can basically assemble in that first heat area. Silver and bronze medal cyclists, we ask to line up after that. So that's basically behind 13th Street, or you can enter the ride anytime at your leisure, because you have 3 hours. If you're only going to do a few laps, 3 to 5 laps, and you'll want to ride for an hour and a half or so, you don't have to start at 7 o'clock. You have up until 10 to finish your laps. These red hexagons, I just want to mention, these are locations where Arlington County Police will be allowing traffic to cross the course. So be aware of those sections. They will only be allowing them to cross when it's completely safe, but just keep a heads up. You can see where we have the corporate challenge teams will be located just past the start finish line, as well as a few ahead of it. And Lynn will talk a little bit more about that. The other key thing I want to mention is parking for this event. Because we have moved up north from Crystal City where we had in the past. If you're coming from the south, we recommend coming up Crystal Drive and parking at this lot. It's 1750 Crystal Drive, which is free on the weekend. But if you're coming from the north, I recommend coming down either around Pentagon North parking to Longbridge Park Drive and coming down to this lot up next to the Boeing headquarters, between the Boeing headquarters and 12th Street, which is the 201 12th Street lot. The address is on 12th, but the entrance is on Longbridge Drive. We will have banners out there, so that it should be pretty noticeable how to get there. So that's the main thing. I did want to quickly show you. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to quickly show you our store. So if you go to our website and then click on the Jackaroo store, this is what you'll see. Once again, $25 for every purchase will go to TAPS. Here are the items. Click on the one you want. This is our official jersey this year. I think it's pretty cool. Just want to give you a little 360 view of that. Hopefully you'll go out and when you get home and check this out. So I think it's a really pretty nice get up. Now, with that, I am going to turn things over to Katie, where she will talk about TAPS and the Good Grief Camp.
Thanks, Rob. TAPS is honored to be the charity partner, and we are thrilled. And where did you get that picture, Rob? Come on. We're thrilled to be part of this Cycling Classic. So let me just give you a little background on TAPS for those of you who aren't familiar. TAPS stands for the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. We were founded in 1994 after Bonnie Carroll, our founder and president still today, lost her husband in the mountains of Alaska in a training accident. Much like what happened in Fort Campbell a few weeks ago, when we had the 2 helicopters crash and 9 lives were lost. We realized that the only people that can help a new military survivor are those that have walked that path already. So, for example, in Fort Campbell, we were there within 12 hours on the ground with those families. There was 9 lives lost, but they left behind an average of 5 to 7 profoundly grieving loved ones. So there are kids, there are babies, there are grandparents, there are uncles, there are aunts, there are spouses, there are moms, and there's dads. So TAPS provides support for the families left behind whenever there's a military loss, no matter how, when, where they died, what your relationship to the deceased, or the manner of death. As a matter of fact, DoD has a very strict next of kin requirement before they'll provide services for a fallen soldier's family. 62% of the people that TAPS serves would not qualify for that next of kin status with the military. So we're there for, the grandparents and the fiancés and the unmarried partners and anyone who is grieving a loss, battle buddies as well. So last year alone, we connected with 24 new military survivors every single day, 365 days. That's nearly 9,000 new military survivors. And of those 9,000, 2,430 of those were kids. So at TAPS, our Good Grief Camps are a way for our kids to come together, talk about their loved ones lost or not talk about their loved ones lost. You're allowed to be happy at TAPS. You're allowed to laugh and cry and throw a football and tell silly jokes. And you also have a great tool because you're given a military mentor. So every child in our Good Grief Camps, and Good Grief Camps run, for a couple days over a weekend, they'll get a military mentor assigned to them, who's basically their big brother, big sister. And it kind of reminds the kids that they still are connected to the military community. So what we're doing at the Armed Forces Cycling Classic is all the sponsorships and all the funding that we're able to raise during the race is going to go to help our National Military Survivor Seminar and Good Grief Camp, which happens the weekend before, over Memorial Day, and we take over 5 hotels in Crystal City. So basically the same place that we're going to be having the race the next weekend. So for that event, we have 350 kids already registered, and we have 400 military mentors who will support them during the camp. So the volunteers that we need for that are amazing. The military mentors give up their time, their leave, their PTO, time away from their family. If there's anyone on this call that is a active duty or recently retired veteran, please consider being a military mentor for a child that weekend. You will never, it will forever change you, I have to say. Do we have the video, Rob? Can we show them a quick video?
Yes, we do. Let me just pull that up.
That'll just give you an idea of kind of what you're helping to fund. It's critical for these families. There we go. No volume.
The Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors is
Want to run it back, Rob, and start it with the volume?
all of us who are grieving the loss of a loved one whose life included selfless service to our country.
No matter how they passed, they lived for something. They lived for this country. That is what their life was about. And we should today, tomorrow, and every day celebrate their life.
Though the fallen may never fully realize the impact of their legacy, we will continue to honor and remember their service, their leadership, and their dedication for creating safer tomorrow for all of us.
They lived, they died, and their stories do not end. You are their living legacies.
You know, every day, TAPS is making a difference in our military community. It's moving, it's important, and it is inspiring.
This is the weekend that I get most excited about what it means to what you do for thousands of people and kids. It's something really, really special.
Love and hope are the foundation and backbone of TAPS. And that is why TAPS has been so successful and will continue to be successful all over the world.
There's a lot of music on this, but somehow we didn't catch it. So that'll just give you a little snapshot of the smiles on kids' faces, the smiles on the mentors' faces, and the wonderful opportunity for hope and healing and grief work that our families can do over Memorial Day weekend. So thank you guys. It matters. It truly does. And we are so grateful to have your support.
Great. Katie, that was amazing. TAPS is really the impact is immeasurable, and the work you do and the support you have for our greater community is truly appreciated. So
Thank you.
we thank you. And it's an honor to have this relationship that we have. And so it's great. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So next, I would like to introduce Lynn Jeanette, if I can just pull up my, okay. Are we back in the corporate challenge now, Lynn? Is this the corporate challenge teams we see on screen?
That sure is. This is a great photo, a montage of photos of a lot of the teams, the bigger teams for sure, but also some of the smaller teams. I encourage you, if you are on this call and not part of a challenge team, there's still time to sign up for a team. You can have a small team or a very large team like United Airlines and Boeing and NT Concepts. It's a great time. A lot of these teams started out in a smaller group and then expands because it's a great opportunity to have an employee type event. It's a family oriented event. So I've personally been in the team captain side, recruiting and getting people out. And I got to say, once they get involved, they typically stay involved. It's healthy and a lot of fun, even though you do have to get up a bit early, but it's worth it. We're going to go back to the maps. I'll focus just a little bit on if you're on the phone and you're a team captain, but then again, you'll hear what it's like to be a team captain and may want to sign up a team, because we have special parking, of course, for the team captain for each corporate challenge team. If you look on the right, you'll see at the very top, important benefit. Big yellow, there you go, yellow circle there. That'll be the drop-off point for supplies, and then you'll be able to immediately drop your things off and go park right along that street. So easy in, easy out, and it'll be monitored by security. And of course, like the rest of everything you heard today, plus some, everyone will get, that's in the corporate challenge teams, will get maps, permits to get past the security guards and so on. And you can see on the right, there is still room for a couple more teams, at least to be along that one strip. The other key things I wanted to emphasize, the May 1 cutoff is similar this year, and we will be mailing packets for anyone that signed up by May 1. That's a little bit new this year. Those that don't, I'll be in touch with the team captain. We'll work something out. I'm always available to give you your team list if you need it, because I can download it into Excel and sometimes that's easy. Again, we'll have a digital copy of everything. Food and beverage. It's BYOB, bring your own bananas, because we don't really have at 5 o'clock in the morning much access to catering. But now that we have a drop-off point, you guys can bring all your goodies, your water, the fruit, things like that.
Real quickly, Lynn, sorry to interrupt, but there was a question about how can I see what corporate challenge teams have registered? And so the best way to do that, and even if you want to register, when you go to register for the event itself, this will the page you'll see. And if you just click on who's registered, you'll get this page here, and you'll see the general registrants as well as the corporate challenge team participant. If you click on that one, and then you can just sort by corporate challenge team. Then you can see the teams that have already registered, as well as you can look at your own team to see who's signed up already on your team.
Yeah, great. That's a great screen. In fact, it's important too to point out on that second bar, that's the, when you see the registration for your teams, that's where they go, not the top bar. They go there, then all they're really doing is filling out the waiver and they'll get put on your team. If you're a captain, you see anything bogus on your list, just let me know and I'll take care of it. One last thing before we go that I think is important. We've talked a little bit about it, but volunteering. We always need volunteers. We need them early in the morning and we need them in the afternoon. We need set up actually on Saturday and Sunday. We have a volunteer page. Leslie, who's on the call, will be doing that. But I always reach out to the teams because you've got people that, want to get involved, but they don't want to ride their bike, and what can they do? And if all fails, get them to volunteer to be a cheerleader, because that is always fun and important to.
And real quick, Lynn, there are a couple questions that came in for the chat.
Sure.
I'll just address those real quick.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, Lynn will be sending out information packets that will have detailed maps of the corporate challenge areas as well as drop off, and that will be coming shortly. The next question was, is there a minimum size for corporate challenge teams? Up to 6 riders is the bronze level. A silver level is up to 18 riders, and a gold is up to 36 riders. So depending on how many people you want to have. If you want to start a corporate challenge team, but some people are already registered, go ahead and create the team. We can always transfer those people into the team and refund their registration. Go ahead, Lynn, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's great. No, answering the questions now is great. And I'm of course available to answer any questions as we go along.
Yes, and parking area will be also included on that packet.
How to get there in written instructions, which always works better for me. I'm not great on maps. So I'll give you my way and then this wonderful map that Rob drew. I think that's it for me. If we've got, let's see, of course now over 8 miles per lap, I don't know.
Yeah, just to summarize then again, to register, if most people on this call have already registered, but you go to our website, cyclingglassic.org, go to the ride, click the registration, go through bike reg, and also on our website. Let me just do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find. So this is our website. Just click the challenge ride registration. That'll get right to the registration page, but also be sure to check out volunteer.
There it is. Yeah.
And just click the link to sign to volunteer. You'll get a t-shirt. Here's some of the roles that we have that we need to find support for.
Perfect. Visual is always great.
Yes.
That's really all I have. You guys can, if you're already on board, if you're not, as soon as you get on board, Rob sends me a note and I immediately will send you a link to get your team on board. Again, let's try to energize everyone to get their, get registered by May 1. But if not, as you know,
Yep.
we're there to help you get your packets and get your people to, where they need to be.
Yeah, a couple more questions just came in. We have a resident that lives on 1211 South Eads. As a resident, you'll be able to get in and out of your facility, no problem. We've got those police locations that will help you in and out. It'll be a little bit more constrained between 7 and 10, but during the races from 10 o'clock on, there'll be plenty of room to cross the course during the race. The next question was more information about hydration stations. Yes, we were still trying to find that depending on how the layout was coming. Expect to see that very soon. We will have water available right at the metal distribution area. Is going to be the best place to go for that. Yes, thank you, Dana, for suggesting that people help with metal distribution, because it is lots of fun. We also will have a couple of backdrops for photo opportunities, whether you're part of the military challenge teams or a corporate challenge or individual, so you can take those selfies and put them up on social media. I also see here we have Leslie Jones on the call. Leslie, if you can just wave and you want to say a few words about volunteering.
Right now the volunteering is a little slow, but it's still a little early. I did have a question for you, Rob. Is there an age limit? Can high schoolers volunteer also?
Sure. Yeah. Again,
Okay.
the only limit we have in terms of volunteering or participation is the 10-year-old limit. Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
So,
Because I'm gonna.
so high school
try to-
kids would be great for metal distribution. That would be a
Yeah,
great.
and
job.
if they require community service hours, this will be a good opportunity, a fun
Absolutely.
opportunity.
We're a nonprofit, and so all their
Mhm.
hours they would contribute would work towards that.
Yes.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Leslie.
Mhm.
So I think that's all we had. Katie, thank you for coming and giving us that great overview on TAPS. Lynn, as always, you're a monument to the sport of cycling. And I want to introduce Dana Williams. If you want to wave Dana, she's our operations director. And also on the call, we have Laura Geary, who is our registration director. So I have a terrific team that has really helped this event start from its beginnings in 1998 to evolve into this wonderful event, in part because of all you that are here that want to participate in it. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. And I look forward to seeing everyone on the weekend, first weekend in June.